Welcome back to an MPA Production stream. I am the guild leader from the MPA community. It's the music production arena community. It's a live stream we do Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We work on community projects, lots of community collabs, and other challenges. We invite you to join our community, the music production arena community. Wherever you're watching this live, you should be able to find a link to our Discord. In this link tree / music production arena, or you go to musicproductionarena.com. Invite you to join us. All right, today I'm going to start the riff off. We're going to jump back into the A minor riffs that we've been working on, and 128 BPM is what I have it set to. Let's see here. So this is the riff last week we didn't finish. Basically the only riff out of all the riffs we started last week. I didn't find a good point. I wanted to stop with it. I was going to send it back over to the Boundless, which they stopped by yesterday, by the way, and I mentioned it to them. So I'm still going to wait to see what they do with it. But until then, I'm also going to jump back in there and trying to come up with something that we can upload. Because I try to do one riff from each room before I move back into the, before I circle back around. Hey, Fox Galaxy already in the chat. Good to see you as always. A minor. Close out of that app. Some days I feel like before I even start the stream, diving into the riff, start coming up with some presets or something, but most days I don't do that. Like I think about it, but I never actually do it. Last night I did put together just a bunch of random samples in the key of A minor at 128, and then I dropped them in here to sampler. Let me see if it still loads them up. It did not. Let's see here. Let me see if I still even got the samples in here. There they are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 samples. These were just really random. I almost want to make new ones just to show y'all how I did it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So what I want to do with Sampler app, you can time stretch in there. You can do a lot. It's a very powerful app, but I find I'm new to it, and I'm finding it works best if I just drop samples that are already BPM and key and fit together, and I work with those instead of trying to stretch them and stuff inside of the app. So to do that, I'm going to come up with some random samples. Instead of using something already from our library, I'm going to come up with some 5 random samples using Groovebox. All right, and then go to new project. These are just the modules, nothing's loaded yet. I'm going to set the key, working in A minor. I'm going to set the BPM, should already be set because of the link. Yeah, 128, set to A minor. As soon as I start hitting these modules, it's going to randomly generate stuff, MIDI data. And then we can also pick through presets and stuff like that. So I'm going to start with the drum box. So as I change presets, if I change presets, it keeps the same pattern, but it just changes the samples. If I click this preset again, it'll change the pattern. Oh, I'll take that back. It changes the pattern and the preset when you change the preset. I was trying to stay away from my housey style beat. I was trying to go halftime. Go with that. This might not even be the drum beat we use, but it's halftime. Get the groove right. So I'll load that. I'm not sampling anything into Endless yet. I'm doing this. I'm going to create 5 samples in Groovebox. I'm going to load those samples into Sampler. All right, so there's a random drum beat. Open up the next module. like that. Oh, I gotta load it first. All right. Loaded in a third module. This one's called Minimon. Mono Digital. Kind of clashes with the other sample, but I might not use both of them, so I'm gonna see. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna record some automation on it. I need to make the loop longer, so I get longer automation. I'm gonna go 4 bars, 8 bars. I'm gonna turn record back on. Doing like a filter, low pass automation. All right, it's recorded. Load in retro bass module. Listen to the basses here, so you might not hear it if you're on like a phone, but some of these have a lot of texture. Looking for some, I'm gonna try to mod the sound a little. See how it up. Distortion. We'll go with. Load in the Poly 8 Poly analog modules. make this loop 2 bars, 4 bars. Record. Not what I wanted. I'm gonna try again. Oh, it's overdubbing. I mean, overwriting. Or layering. I don't know what you call it. Not what I wanted. Let's delete that. Let's go with the random one again. I'm jumping ahead. That's something I was going for. Let's go with that. I want to beef it up a little. Let's see.
Call from 1-409-21335.
All right, we're gonna go with that. I got 5 loops here. I haven't sampled anything into Endless yet. I'm actually gonna take these loops and jump them over to a different app. Experiment. Betterment. All right. So I get export project files. I'm gonna do WAV. Save file. And save them straight into the app. Start with, but it saves it as a zip, so I actually need to go unzip the project. And, all right, so here is the sample pack that I just exported out. There's some other ways I could have done this, but this is the way I get used to doing it. So I'm just going to move these here. They're ready in the app now. So if I just go back to the app, or if I go to sampler, those samples will already be there. Instead of me having to import them into the app, I just put them into the folder. So here I have it set at 128. Sample. Here's the first sample. I'm new to this app, so I don't know how to work it yet. But here's the second sample. Sample 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 loops we just exported out of the other app. And I am going to see if that actually works. I'm going to hit play. Doesn't sound the same. Let's see what happens. Or maybe I forgot what it sounded. Let's see. Again, I'm new to this app, so it's going to be a little bit of an experiment. Okay, that's not working anymore. Stop. Play. That sounds like it's supposed to sound. Now, the reason I put this over here is so I can, well, for one, I want to try to learn how to use the app, so I'm trying to use it. But also, it has a bunch of built-in things, effects and stuff I wanted to use before I sampled into Endless. Also has this neat arpeggiator. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so we'll start with the drum beat. Here's the drum beat. It's something sampled into Endless. So I will use... This is nice. It has this little expander, like upwards, downwards compression. Beef it up. Low pass, high pass. I don't know what this is. Reverb. I don't need any of that. I don't know what this one is. Like a delay, maybe? There's a manual built in. I just didn't read it. And then there's something. Okay. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna do the low pass on the 4th bar to kind of get a little bit of a turnaround. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I have the drum beat sampled into Endless Studio. Go here. I must learn how to use this app. Quiet. That's the main reason I wanted this app. The arpeggio, you can do the same thing. It's really easy to move the markers around. They weren't lined up already. And it's a great way to chop up a sample and a great, hey, Reba's in the chat. So, working on the riff of the day. But first, I'm gonna fill up my water bottle. I've been working with this new app today. It's new to me. It's been out on the market for a while, but it's a new app to me. It's called Sampler, and it's very powerful, but I need to learn how to use it. So this is like rookie mode. I created 5 loops inside of Groovebox. I took those out of Groovebox and imported them into Sampler. Got them loaded up here, and I'm gonna try to affect the loops a little as before I put them into Endless. Give us a little bit more creativity and stuff. Reba says, I like the MPA monthly idea. MPA monthly idea. Are you referring to yesterday when I was talking about Diana's feedback live stream not going so well? So I was trying to think of something we could replace it with that Diana would want to do. You know, that's Diana's stream, and she does a really good job putting it together professional, and it's been a feedback stream, but we just don't get many people submitting or a lot of people's attention. We've always talked about doing a podcast of some kind. Radium really wants to do a podcast, so Radium would be totally on board. That's a good idea, Reba. We are looking, and Fox was earlier asking me when we're going to have guest hosts. I know Ira wants to be interviewed. I have all that planned. I really just, until I feel like relaxed with the whole live stream set up, because I've been like kind of changing things around and getting it ready for just like really trying to like come up with a routine that I'm comfortable with, so I'm not like, you know, trying to figure it out every day. So as soon as I feel comfortable with the live stream and the flow of it, and it becomes really more casual for me, then I really want to start having more people on. For guest host, I want to do guest host for one. That's just someone hosting with me and talking with me while we do our normal stream. And then I want to have like an interview time where we can just, for a short period of time during the stream, have someone just connect through voice chat, Discord, or whatever, and just talk about their musical experiences, music production experience. And I can ask a series of questions. I always wanted to do some kind of interview thing. As far as our podcast goes, like I said, we've always wanted to do that. We even tried it once. We were going to interview Retrograde, and we had questions lined up. Radium and Diana and I were all ready to go. We just never really put it together. So I will reach out to Diana and ask what do they want to do. I know they've been wanting to do a podcast too on their own also. So I think it might be time to retire the feedback stream. We'll do something else for feedback. Maybe we'll find another way to do a good solid feedback stream a couple times a month or something at some point. Hopefully, maybe we'll do it on this stream somehow. But more importantly, I want Diana to have a project. I'm proud of. They put a lot of work into that feedback stream. It looked really good. Sounded really good. All right. Be right back. I'm gonna get some water. All right. I have water. Just wanted to get the flavor for the water. Just mixing up some flavored water here. I'll be right back in the stream. Y'all probably ask, why doesn't he not do this before the stream every day? I do, but I always drink it right before. I get thirsty, and the more I talk, I find the more I drink, the less I have to like cough and itch, clear my throat. They might make some kind of spray for that, maybe. Like vocalists might use or something. I don't know. But why drink so much water? Checking levels. Okay. I'm gonna put this on a random. Okay, I captured that in Endless. I'm gonna put some more effects on it instead of Endless now. Start with the low pass. I'm gonna go and add. I'm gonna try gate. No, I don't want a gate. That's good. I'm adding like a little stutter effect to it, but I'm trying to find. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go to key masher. Key masher. I'm just grabbing, I'm looping all this, just adding these effects one at a time. Just let that pass through you. All right, got that. All right, that's good enough. Good enough. I actually need some reverb. That's a good spot. Let me sample that. Okay, let's jump over to this next loop. All right. Go to this next one. I don't understand why the bass line doesn't sound right if I put it in this algorithm. Oh, the loop length, maybe? This was a longer loop than some of the other ones. These are for some reason. Yeah, interesting. No, it's playing it one marker at a time. It's like each one has like an envelope. Yeah, it's by this. I'm gonna figure out a way to eventually get some sidechain compression where I can loop it back through and back into endless before, like if I got the drum beat in endless, I want to sample that drum beat out into some kind of trigger that triggers a sidechain compressor audio before it gets right back into endless. There's a way to do it, with many ways to do it. I just haven't thought of the best way. I'm just gonna sample this. You gotta have two fingers. Play this one by hand. See if I can do that. I'm gonna add some automation, filter automation to that new thing I just sent. Add reverb to it. I'm just seeing what sounds go good together and which ones don't. Then we can eliminate one. I think that's all 5 of the samples from here. I did something with them all, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mission accomplished. I'm gonna get better with that app. It's the new app that I got. Sampler. Now, let's just jump back in here and do something. Vocal chops. haven't used this on stream. I did use this the other day in a jam though. Missed the first part of that. I switched the loop up in a way I wasn't planning to. I think I'm gonna go with it though. Actually, no, I think I want to fix it. I think that's gonna bug me. Let's go. Just gonna sample it again. I gotta find the right downbeat. Okay, here it is. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now what I want to do is I just want to filter off the last note a little. It fades away. I want to make sure I sample the whole thing. So let's go to low pass. These two synths don't work good together for me. Each one on their own with the mix sounds fine, but when both these are playing together, it's too busy and it bugs me. So I might leave both of them in there and just mute one of them. And then if anyone downloads the sample pack, they can unmute it and range it. Or I might replace them. But I like them both on their own. I mean, I like them both in the mix. But not at the same time. They kind of work. Let me just play it for a second. Yeah, it works. I Honestly, it does work together. I don't hear what I thought I heard a second ago. It seems to be fun. I'm going to do more reverb on that. I wish I had more control over the reverb. Maybe up here. Maybe some reverb on the vocals now. How about some reverb on the vocals? Alright. This riff's coming together. We got a couple more tracks to fill up. I'm muting things and pulling things up, trying to think of what I want to add. Usually I could think of something if I just kind of hear the mix in different contexts. Through random presets. could have sampled that, I guess, but I already messed it up. It's got a big reverb delay. Oh, it's the release. Too generic. I mean, the melody I played. That's silly. Played it safe because I didn't have all this other stuff playing, so I didn't want to cover it up. I like it. I'm just gonna add one more thing. I don't know what it is yet. I'm gonna add one more thing. If you're just tuning in, it's the MPA Production stream. Live stream we do Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And we're creating samples to give away. I create a little loop pack each day, call it a riff, and I upload it to our Music Production Arena Bandlab page. It's bandlab.com/Music Production Arena. You'll see our bands there. We have a few bands created there. It's the MPA Studio bands, MPA Studio A, MPA Studio B, and so on. I'm uploading these riffs I create daily, so if anyone wants to download them or collab on them or anything like that, just navigate to this page. Let's go, wrong page. bandlab.com/Music Production Arena. bandlab.com/Music Production Arena. And then go here. You can find a link to our Discord there. Also a great way to keep up with our daily live streams and other notifications and links that we post. But also if you click on bands, you have MPA Studio A, MPA Studio B. I'm uploading all these riffs here to MPA Studio B. Here's the one I did yesterday. Preset 150. I'm gonna play through a few of these while I take some water, drink some water. This is one we did yesterday. If y'all remember, we were here yesterday. And that was last Friday, I think. Not every day do I upload one. If I like it enough to upload it, I'll upload it. But sometimes they'll go, I mean, it's just whatever. But I do try to create one each day. Try to create a new one each day. My goal is to collect them all and do a performance with them. But they're also all to give away for collabs. This one reminds me of Tool. I was listening to Tool that day. And I made this one, but I didn't try to. It just happened. Anyways, they just keep going on. And it's a collection. As you can tell, there's a theme that goes along with these. Let me go and stop it. Basically, just to remind everybody one more time that all these, so I'm creating these in a program called Endless Studio. Endless with 3 S's. They have a mobile app as well on the iOS store called Endless with 3 S's. Anyways, I'm creating the loops in there because it's a looper. It's a live, it's a really nice looper, 8-track looper, and it has other neat things about it. But the main thing about it, and the reason why I'm using it here, is it's a collaborative app. Meaning, if you were to go to Linktree, if you go to this Linktree, or there's other places to find it. But anyways, if you go to this website here, Linktree/preset_studios, you'll find the link on every one of the tracks in the band that I've posted, so it's easy to get to. Preset, these are the links to the actual app room that I'm jamming in, because it's a live jam app. Trying to think of more clever ways to describe it, but the best way is just to read what's on their website, of course. But I'll promote it more another day. I'm not trying to. I mean, I've done enough promoting of it, and I will continue to promote it. And not sponsored. I am just a Kickstart supporter of them and a big fan, and I will continue to promote and support them the best way I can. But the main reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm using it here every day on stream, Endless Studio. Anyone that has the app, quickest, free, easiest way to do it. If you're an iOS user, if you have an iPhone, it's a free app. You can get in there, and you can join this room with me live. If you add a sample to the room while I'm live, your sample will be live too. It's a live stream, real-time app, you know. It's a loop-based app, and whoever's in the room hears the same loop, and then whoever updates it, it goes up to the cloud, everyone hears the new version, and it just continues like that, you know, endlessly adding new tracks. Anyways, that's the fun part of it. I'm using these 6 rooms here to create all these riffs. So all the riffs we were just listening to and the riffs I was creating today, I keep jumping back into these same 6 rooms, and each room just basically has a preset BPM and key. And that's all I ask people to stick to is the BPM and the key. Just add something in that BPM with that overall like basic minor tonality on these, or whatever we're working with. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can take all the loops and put them together to create like this really nice seamless mix and longer tracks and stuff. I mean, and I plan on switching up the rooms at some point too. So I will change the key and the BPM of all 6 rooms once I get a lot of riffs from each room. But we've had members come into the rooms. If you look at the list here, if you scroll down a little bit, this one here, featuring William Sharkey. He came in live one day on the stream and added some stuff. It's really fun. It's really nice. I'll play it. Ended up being a really nice riff. I like it. It's really mellow. All right? And then we had this track here. Had samples from Dead Cousin and Sadza. Sadza followed us on Bandlab here, and Dead Cousin is a member of the Music Production Arena community as well, and we're done some other collabs with. Endless. These are both Endless members I've met on Endless community. So like if you join the idea is if you join the room, you add some samples, we do a little quick collab on the riff. And then we both agree, if whoever joins agrees, like, oh yeah, I like it, upload it, whatever. And we upload it here. It's just another way to collab, but you don't even have to be on stream. You can just jam in these 6 rooms anytime. And I'll see, like I got, of course I created the rooms. I see who's in the rooms all the time. I'm always in these rooms. And so feel free to join these rooms, jam with me, create stuff with me anytime. These are preset studios. What it is? Linktree _ preset _ studios. Let me turn that. And then also at the very bottom of this Linktree page takes you right back to the playlist of all the riffs. If you're a Bandlab user, you'll know that you can click on any of these and go to the mix editor and fork it or whatever and have access to all the individual samples. Or you can download the stems. So there's just multiple ways to collab. You can collab inside of Endless, or you can collab on Bandlab, because all the samples will be there. So you always message me on Discord, by the way, Guild 1000, if you just want to collab directly and get involved with the community projects. All right, we're almost done. So this right here will be the 18th riff, basically, and that's the complete, that's the third pass through all 6 rooms. So that'll be 4 riffs from each room. Is that right? Let me look at my cards. No, 3 riffs. Math. I'll have 3 riffs from each of the 6 rooms. I don't know how many I'm going to pull from each room or create in each room, but when I do, like I said, I'm going to put together some kind of performance. All right, let's see. Listen to what we've got. It's probably good enough with these 7 tracks, but I might try to add one more thing. Always like to get the drum and bass right. Get the drums all the way up to that level, like really loud, basically. And I bring the bass in. There's no side chains, compression stuff here, so you really got to mix everything. That's right. You got to pick the right sounds, and you got to mix some volume just right, and get everything just set just right. And then use old school styles of limiting compression to just make things louder and pump a little. Always using my headphones, and not even studio headphones. I'm always using a cheap pair of DJ headphones while I'm doing this. I always end up getting a little bit better mix before I upload it. I take it over to my other headphones, my speakers, do a quick mix there. So what we hear here is not the final mix. Run a high pass on this last little track here. That little boing thing we added at the very end. I'm gonna add a high pass to it. So to cut through the mix a little bit more. There's no other EQ in this app. Other than high pass, low pass, as far as I can tell. So let's go. High pass. I would like to have a notch EQ. I mean, a notch filter. Doesn't need an EQ, but it would be nice because it has a high pass, it has a low pass. It'd be nice to have a notch filter. There's a little random button up here. It just goes through random presets. I need to get more presets for this. Get something like that. But that's not what I want, so I'm gonna keep playing until I get what I want. Oh, that's not what I want. Try this again. Neither one of those were really what I wanted because I kept hitting the wrong note, as in like not what I wanted. But I finally just went with something, and I was trying to keep it from just sounding so generic as what I was trying to do, but it ended up kind of sounding like predictable. That is my keyboard flashing, telling me the batteries are dead, dying. So I'm gonna turn it off. Want to touch it too much with the high pass, but I'm gonna run a high pass on those new strings so it works a little better with the reverb. I'm just cutting off a little bit of the low end. I didn't know if I had enough passes on it. I was captured after this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna... I wish I had an EQ, I really do. I just want to notch... I want a notch filter, and I just want to notch things out. I want to be able to notch things out. I'm sure that's already been requested, but I think I'm gonna request that. I'm gonna request that. Again, it's probably already been requested. I really would like a notch filter. Let me go through these before I request it in the community to Tim Exile himself, the creator of the app, and the team over there. They probably already requested it, but I'm going to look to make sure I'm not missing it here. So low pass, high pass, reverb, gate, buzz, go to, saturator, delay, comb, distortion, smudge, channel. And then on this other set of effects, we got Keymaster, Ripper, Ring Mod, Bit Crusher, Degrader, Pitch Mod. I should use more of these effects over here. Why don't I ever jump over here? Pitch Mod, Multicomb, Freezer, Zap Delay, Dub Delay, and Compressor. There's no notch filter. I've been using mainly the high pass and low pass. I mean, especially the high pass. I mainly use it as just a way to clean up the low end on a lot of things to make mix. And I use it for transitions here and there. But, of course, the low pass I use all the time. Just to make it sound cool. But I also use it to control high end. So I've been using the low pass and high pass like an EQ control kind of. But what would really finish that combination off would be a notch filter. You could sweep it through and notch out something. But when you don't have those kind of tools, the trick is to pick the right sounds and to notch out those sounds before you even add it into the recording. You get a good recording of good instruments that really blend together. Mixing is a breeze. All right, let's mix this one last time. Yeah, I need to run a high pass again on it. I want to cut out a little bit more of the lows. Bassgenix, I'm glad you stopped by. Here, I'll catch up with you in just a second. Yeah, Bass, I've been meaning to reach out to you because, and to a lot of the producers that we started collabs with. I mean, if anyone, I mean, the easiest way is if you watched any of the past live streams, or any of the producers watched past live streams, you already know that we switch things up a little bit. But I still been meaning to reach out to each producer, and that's been involved with the collabs, and tell them like personally exactly what we've been doing differently. But the main thing is, you know, we collected all those samples from all the different members through the collabs. We had a whole bunch of tracks going on at the same time, and I decided to only work on one collab at a time and then finish it and then move on to the next. So your samples, along with many other great samples, are sitting there waiting to be collabed on still. And I'm anticipating with a lot of excitement each one of those collabs, because we're going to be moving pretty fast. We're trying to do a new collab every week. We finished off collab 9 last week, and then the week before, and then the last week we did a splitter core track, which was Reba started track, which is our 10th collab. And then today we're starting. Today we're diving back into our 11th collab, which is the one that Ira started. And then after that, who knows? I don't know where I'll go after that. I'll be getting to each one of the samples that were sent to me at some point. And still, so the plan is on. He'll do every one of the collabs that we've started, but we're now doing them one at a time, just to keep things organized. Bassgenix says, "I'm sorry for not being too active. I'll take a look at the past streams." Oh, no worries. It's understandable. I'm here every day, and I can't expect anyone to, just tune in that often. But the cool thing about it is, stop by anytime, and I'll catch you up. I'll try to do the best I can to catch you up where we're at. So no, it's just cool that you stopped by today. So Bassgenix, so people know Bassgenix, we collabed once before. We got a community collab project with Bassgenix, and then Bassgenix sent some more samples for another collab. I'll pull this up one more time. Also, Bassgenix, were you ever here when we started doing the Bandlab, uploading the projects to Bandlab? And also, are you a member of Bandlab? I will definitely get a hold of you on Discord. regarding this, but I'm just going to let you know that we uploaded all the projects here to Bandlab. So again, if we go back to music, you know, my bad, I typed that in wrong. Go back to Music Production Arena Bandlab, and MPA Studio A has all our tracks. Music Production. And so, you know, before we were uploading everything to Google Drive and I was doing spreadsheets, which I still am doing on the back end, but this Bandlab website makes life so much easier and for our projects. So you go to here, the bands, MPA Studio A, here are all our collabs that we've done so far on live stream. Starting with Airtime, Flow State, Running, Tech Theory, Electro Nights, Easy Voyage, Venom, Final Battle, Pulse. We're about to upload a new one, the Splitter Core track, yet to be named. And we're starting a new one this week. So Bandlab is another community app. It's pretty active. I think you would really like Bandlab. It's another music production platform, but what makes it unique is they have an integrated collabing. For one, first thing that caught my attention on it is the fact that you can create bands. So it's Bandlab, you create bands. So I've created bands for our community, and I titled them MPA Studio A, MPA Studio B, MPA Studio C. Inside of the bands, you can create projects as a band, meaning everyone in the band has access to these samples and the project. So if you were to open up, this is the very first collab we did, remember Airtime? On Bandlab itself, if you open it up and you click Mix Editor, and this works on your phone also. They have a mobile app. You open it up and boom, here are all the tracks for Airtime. The stems for Airtime. So the reason why I like Bandlab, because I can't think of another site better than this to do this, but this is all the collabs that we've been doing as a community on live stream, which by the way, we almost hit 100 live streams here in a few days. Will be 100th episode, if you will, of the MPA production stream. And these are all they're in the collabs. We're all doing the collabs as a community. And so here are the stems. If you're in the band, you have access, but also they're published royalty-free public, so anyone has access to these. You can go into the samples. You can even access them on your phone, which is nice. Anyways, you go back here. You have, oops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to get out of here. Exit. Exit. Anyways, it's pretty cool. Members, you don't like to get involved with the collabs. You don't even have to be part of Bandlab, of course. You can still do it just the way we've been doing it. It's all through Discord and just private samples and showing up to the live streamers every once in a while is perfect. But for people that want to dive a little deeper, I do recommend getting on the Music Production Arena Bandlab, getting on Bandlab, downloading the apps, getting on the website, whatever, following the Music Production Arena page, joining the bands there, and you'll have access to all the samples and riffs and loops to come up with here live. Really cool. All right. Basegenics says I'm gonna check it out. I'll send you a link if anything. The community is really nice. There's a lot of active people on there. I'd say the genre skews mainly with a lot of really great hip hop and stuff, but it's not the only genre for sure. There's everything for sure, and the community is very active. All right, and we've planted our flag over there as Music Production Arena. This is not the page, but we have planted our flag. We're actually live streaming right now. That's the thing. Basegenics. One last final icing on the cake of this whole Bandlab thing is it has live streaming, and that's where we get most of our viewers from. So right now we are streaming on Bandlab, and it says we are streaming on Bandlab, and we have 55 viewers. Pretty cool, right? So Bandlab, where it's at. Appreciate all the people tuning in from Bandlab. If you want to, if the chat is best as of right now, the best way to get involved with the chat on stream is to join us on the YouTube or Twitch side of things, but you can feel free to promote your tracks amongst each other here in the Bandlab chat. Again, with this Music Production Arena community, you can join us on our Discord. Hey, Kyle Jones, Levy Wallace, and others in the Bandlab chat. I try my best to check it every once in a while, but I forget. They don't have Bandlab chat integrated with the Restream.io, which is where I use to collect all the other chats. But like I always say, if you do want to say something on stream, just also open up Twitch or YouTube real quick and just drop the chat in there. It'd be easiest. Or message me on Discord, Guild1000. I'll pull it up on stream. All right. I'm gonna close that. I think we're done with the riff of the day, and I'm gonna jump over and work on collab. Some of our other collabs. So Basegenic says that's crazy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We get a lot of viewers over there. You know why? Because they don't allow. So we're not competing with any on Bandlab. We're not competing with anyone else other than music DJs and music producers like Twitch and everything else. Every other live streaming platform. It's what I'm trying to say. It's not just music. It's the gaming and everything else, and people's attention span just kind of drifts off to other things. But on Bandlab, they're there for one reason: music, collab, stuff like that. So when they go, oh, I'll check out the live streams, all you're gonna find is a few DJs and people doing music reviews, and then other people like me doing creating music. Yeah, for sure, Bass Jennings. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you did. I like I said, and anyone else that hasn't, I know a few people just watch the live stream still to keep up with it, but I have a lot of people like you, Bass Jennings, are just too busy to catch them all. So I keep meaning to run around and through the Discord and let people know that, hey, by the way, we're still going to collab. I just we're working on one track at a time. And once we get up to whoever samples they might be, more, I can think of a lot of people: Morling, Fish and Hoke, Smokes, a whole bunch of people sent me samples. I can't even think of them all. Hydro Boy, we got a whole list. A whole bunch of people sent me really great samples, and they're all ready to collab. And what I'm doing is I'm, still collecting, trying to get 3 or 4 or 5 people on one collab each. I mean, each collab, so getting a bunch of producers on each collab and mashing people's samples together has been real fun. Basegenics always sends me a really solid starter pack, so really I revolve the track around Basegenics samples, and then I add other samples from other producers to it. So, very cool. All right, I'm gonna jump over to my desktop now, and we're gonna work on. So this riff here that I just created, I'm gonna upload to Bandlab later, like I always do. We can hear it one more time as I jump over there, but I'm gonna jump over to desktop. We're gonna work on the next collab. We're gonna jump back into the next community collab right now. That's the riff of the day. I'll update that and get it posted later. All right. So we had Basegenic stop by. Thanks, man. Can't wait to hear the final. Gotta head out now though. Let me know if you need anything for the collab. I'll just generally have a good. Appreciate it, Basegenic. It was awesome you stopped by, and definitely I'll give you an update as soon as we start working on it. It probably won't be long before we get diving to those samples, and then I'll let you know if we need anything else. Maybe you can create. All right. Okay, now you're just tuning in, MPA Production stream. daily live stream Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're working on community collabs. Best way to join a collab is to send me samples for whatever track I'm working on. You can send samples for a future track, maybe, whatever, to add to the community library. But you can always send me samples on Discord, Guild 1000. You can also email me, send samples to guild@gmail.com. I don't check that ever, though. I forget I even have that. Send the samples to guild@gmail.com. Or just send them to me on Discord. Not everybody has a Discord. I get it. All right. So let me pull up our spreadsheet. MPA Community Collabs. As I was talking a little bit ago to BassGenix about, we've collected samples from a lot of different members, and the only reason why we switched things up because we ended up collecting way more. I mean, I should have realized it, but I was so excited about so many people responding and sending me samples that I just kept asking people if they wanted to collab. We ended up with a huge list of samples, and I told myself, okay, we need a. I mean, that wasn't the problem. The problem was we were trying to create everybody's track at the same time. I was trying to jump around. We had 10 tracks going on at the time, and we were jumping around track 1 to track 2 to track 3 to track 4 and working on a little bit each day. And it was hard for me to stay motivated on any one track specifically. So I made the smart decision to just do one track at a time. Other members have mentioned it to me. Why not we do that? And that was a good idea. Then it really got me more. It renewed that excitement I had for the whole live stream, because now each week each week has its own kind of theme in a way based on the track that we're working on. So a couple weeks ago we were doing Pulse. Last week we did this splitter core track. I need a name. And then now we're going to be working on this track here, this F major track. The splitter core track, even though we're basically done with it, I always still need a little bit more time to mix it, master it, and think about it before I upload it. So I'll upload it at some point, but we're going to be working on this new track this week. And then I'm also going to post the next collab. So I'm going to do a couple things to update this. I'm going to do collab 10. This one is current collab. We'll also we'll decide what the next collab is going to be. I want people to always have like a week's time heads up on what we're going to be doing next. So maybe you don't want to join the current collab, or you can't find a place to join it. You can start preparing stuff for the next one. Let's decide. Okay, so we did this one. I'll delete all this. We don't need this anymore. We finished this one. We moved everything else over there to the other spreadsheet. So let's delete. Why isn't it deleting? Clear rows, hide rows, hit delete rows. Okay. Wait a minute. What did I just do? Oh, I kept deleting tracks. I kept thinking it wasn't deleting. It did the whole time. My bad. Just delete that one. There we go. So this one, 128. I'm excited to get back to this. Is a bass house track started by Foxy Galaxy. We'll be getting back to that one soon. We have. Oh, I wish that was soon. Okay, just trying to remember what I said. Then we ran down here and we did this one. Delete this. This is the splitter core track. We have lots of collabs ready to go. That's what I'm excited about. We don't have to. At some point, it's gonna be fun, even again, to get back to just searching for new collabs, because there's never
you should never have a problem finding a collab on Bandlab and on through other communities through Discord. People are always asking for collabs. So, but I've stuck to members of our community. I haven't reached out too much, except for like Alpha J. I haven't reached out of our community to invite people in to do just the collabs too often. Every single person that we're collabing with is at some point a member of one of the platforms that we're on, Music Production Arena platform, Amino or whatever it might have been. But in the future, going forward, there's no reason why we can't meet people and invite people into the community by inviting them to join the collabs on live stream and stuff like that. We got a lot of stuff. So this is the next one we're working on. Guild, Ira, Mr. KK. This is actually started by Ira. I'm gonna go. Update a couple things. I'm gonna go back here. Insert one below. This is the Ika Ira. This doesn't sound right to me when I ever say her name. And they've corrected me before, and what I feel even worse about is the fact that she's corrected me, and I feel even worse because I forget. Insert one below. I always call her Ira. Oops. Mr. KK is on this track. This right here will be the next collab. Next collab. We haven't decided yet, but we're gonna decide right now. Decide. So the next collab. Let's delete this one. Whoa. I really hope I didn't accidentally delete something here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't think it did. Okay. What should we do next? I'm really basing this on people that I feel just been waiting forever. They show up to the stream all the time to see where we're at with the collab, and I haven't made any progress. Those are the people I'm thinking about. Let's see. Ooh, Basegenics just showed up. It has Marche, Sublux, and Basegenics. That'd be a fun one to do. I think that's going to be it. I think Basegenics stopping by today is going to be the determining factor for the next collab that we're going with. Scroll down here. We have a whole bunch of other ones. Hydro Boy, Fishing Hoke, Maxi Waxy. These are people too. I haven't seen them stop by in a minute, but they might be watching the replays. If y'all are watching the replays, you might know what's going on. But I will get to your samples eventually too. We've got a great track start here. Moreland is another person that has a really great samples that sent me. Smokes. Even Lost sent me some good samples here. DJ Shadow Whoop, I got a project. Polinsky. Oh, wow. So we asked a whole bunch of people to send us samples, and that's exactly what happened. Now we're going to create a bunch of tracks using those samples. All right, so the next one's going to be this track here. Basegenic 155 F minor. 155 F minor. Should have told Basegenics that before he took off, but anyways, the next one. So if you want to start, we already got samples collected, but the way these collabs work, if you're new to this, is you can just send me anything that might fit, and I'm going to try to. I don't create any samples myself, so I have to pull all the samples and source all the samples from the members, is the way I do it. So Even though we have samples for the track, I don't have all the samples we're going to need to finish the track. So we're going to need little effects and other little leads and maybe vocals or whatever it might be to finish these off. I need to add the link to Collab 9. Let's do that right now. Hey, appreciate you following Gamer 101 and Mac is Shift. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Deleted started following. They followed us and they got deleted before anything had happened. Right. Yeah, appreciate you following, everyone. I will be sure to post all the links to important stuff that goes on in Music Production Arena here on the Discord. I have the top pinned post as the Discord link. I mean, I said Discord. I meant Bandlab profile page. I have the Discord here on top. So thanks again. I am going to go to Bandlab. I want to add the link to our latest track, Pulse. Get the share link here. Where is it at? Bands. I put links to all the tracks, projects on that spreadsheet we were looking at, and I forgot to do it to this last one, so I'm going to do it right now. Pulse. You know what? There's an easier way to do this because they're all named the same. I just go here, copy this, over here, paste it. Just change the last number from 8 to a 9. Collab number 9. Hit apply. All right, so if you have access to this spreadsheet, which it's inside the Discord, you'll see on each one of these tracks there's a link to the Bandlab project. The Bandlab project is where you'll find the stems for the track. If you want to remix the track or do a better job than I did, which is probably easy on a lot of these, because I rushed them. I rush all these tracks on purpose, kind of just to have fun with it. I've mentioned how Pulse is not my favorite track, although it's not my least favorite either. I like a lot of them that we've done, so don't get me wrong. I like what we're doing here, but I have to judge each track and compare them to the other ones. And Pulse just never really found I never really found the magic with Pulse. Anyways, we finished it, released it, and it was no one's fault on the list here. D-Lion, Dead Cousin, CJ, Subluxa, Fox Galaxy, Untitled, and MK. All they did is just send me samples. I tried to mash all their samples together to create a track, and we came up with Pulse. Check it out if you're a Bandlab member. Tell me what you think. I just think it could have been mixed a little better. All right, Bandlab Pulse. There's a link there. Scroll down. Every one of these ones that we've played, you'll also find a link back to the Bandlab project. All right. So now, as you can see, we're currently working on this track here, 80 beats per minute, F major. Got a bunch of samples. We're about to pull that up right now. FL Studio. Next collab we're going to be doing, and we are aiming for each week, but I don't know, that might be too hard. But next collab, next week maybe, is going to be this collab up here, 155 beats per minute, F minor. If you're a producer looking for something to do, just go ahead and start creating some samples at 155 beats per minute or halftime, whatever. F minor, and send them to me. Keep your name on them. We'll add you to the collab project. All right. Turning off the phone. We don't need it anymore. Okay, what we're doing, we're going to look for a project that we started already. This is that current project I was talking about, but I never named it. Been lazy with this, and I have now lost the project. I've gone and lost the project. This is not the first time for this to happen. So I gotta guess which one of these is this. Be a good guesser today. 160. This might be it. Might have been the first guess. I don't know how. Like I had no clues. Let's see what we got. This is it. Okay, we found the project. That was a lot easier. That was purely guessing. Like I had no clues. Like I was looking at all those dates and I was like, I don't know. I just pick one in the middle and then like go up and down from there. But anyways, I got it. This is the track. We are in. We are in. Oh, that's all messed up. All right, I don't know why my span is all messed up here. Let me recalibrate. There we go. Okay, so this is the track. We're going to go back through here and we're going to listen to where we left it off. We did start this in a few weeks back, but now we're jumping back in. And the goal is to finish this by the end of this week. I want to start every Monday, start back in on a new collab. So that's the goal. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to aim for success. Okay, here's the drum beat. Sorry, I have the wrong headphones on. Okay. We do have some other percussion to go along with it. I just haven't mixed it in yet. In all honesty, these were like... The other thing is it's not just percussion. That's actually the drum beat. I might have got these mixed up. They're both drum beats. I layered one up as percussion and one as a drum beat. I might have to change that. I could probably use each drum beat separately and throughout the track. Or I could filter this out and just make some percussion hits out of it or whatever. Like that. Same with that. So we ended up with a few different drum percussion loops and effects. Problem is they all have that bass drum in there, and they would all, you can't play them on top of each other too much. It's just gonna fight and clash, not play friendly together. So we got to find a way to mix those. I'm not sure. I got to go back to Ira's original project and see how she had those mixed together, because they were probably either not mixed together, they were probably different parts of the song, or they were just compressed together in a way that sounded nice, you know. All right, let's see this. So this is the bass EQ, but it's just the top end. I have the sub separate. So you can put a dip here on the top end because it's being filled in right here with this sub. I'm just trying to make it cut through the mix a little more, a little louder. Could add some just saturation or distortion or something to it. That's pretty nice. Let's go with that. Hey, Fox the Galaxy. Bassgenic stopped by a little bit ago. We updated him on what's been happening. Collabs. I updated this. Show you real quick. We're gonna get to, don't worry, Fox. You have that really awesome bass house track that we started with yours. We're gonna get to that very soon too. But now we're working on this F major 80 BPM track. And the next collab is gonna be the Bassgenics. Next collab, the Bassgenics 155 F minor. And after that, I don't know yet. Perhaps we'll go to the bass house one started by Fox the Galaxy. No promises yet, but we're gonna get to all of them eventually. And Box of Galaxy. I'm gonna try to bring you into all of them too. Like I brought you into. Oh, I never got you in on the splitter core track. I wanted to do that. Anyways, Box of Galaxy, through real quick, simple, really some white noise on this Collab 9. Something simple, but it doesn't matter. This one here, maybe I'll find something, but we have a lot of samples from Box of Galaxy, and one of them is like a full-on project that we're going to be doing here soon, which is that bass house track. So everybody stay tuned. This is our new collab. Open invitation always to anyone that wants to join this. Right now we just have a couple, like 3 people on it. F major. Let's try this other bass. Got a weird note in there. That one doesn't necessarily sound like an F major scale necessarily. I don't know. We'll get back to it. All right, so we're just listening to the original loops that we started this project with. Ira sent this project over to me already kind of started. I bounced out all the loops separately. So Ira actually had it sounding a lot better than this. So I'm gonna try to get it definitely back to at least as good as like what Ira had it, but it's gonna change quite a bit when we add in some of the other producers. Strength. I like it. I really like the idea. We're gonna make this, and in fact, wait till you hear me add in this other sample from Mr. KK. It really gives this track identity. We haven't got to them yet, but what's weird is I thought I sidechained all this stuff already. Let me hit save new version. Actually, let me hit. Okay, so what is this? This is project 15/11/21. So this was on November 15th. November 15th. So let me hit save as. Let's go ahead and save this with a name properly and go to MPA Projects. Is Collab 11. Okay, but I'm gonna go back to that other folder and make sure there wasn't another version of this that I like already did all this stuff to. So let's go. That was on November 11th. No, there really wasn't. Unless it was this November 16th. No, each day we did a different project. This is that bass house one where I was just talking about. We'll get back to that. This is the Foxy Galaxy one I was just talking about. All right, so I think we're good. I'm just gonna jump back over to collab 11, whatever. Collab 11, and continue to add like the sidechain compression. I just thought I already did all that, but I guess I didn't save it. I want more saturation on that bass. Let's see, what can we do? I need a few more plugins in my arsenal is what I would like. Saturation plugins. I'm not really a big fan of any of the free ones that I've found. I'm not good enough with Wave Shaper necessarily to get the saturation that I'm always looking for. I mean, what I want is like Saturn, and I want to be able to multi-band, and not just multi-band, but I want to like narrow in on whatever frequency I want and saturate specific frequencies ranges would be really nice. What do I got? I ain't got a lot. I have a lot. This isn't distortion. I think that's kind of what I was going for, honestly. More character and cut louder. Good enough. All right, let's put the mix back together and see what happens. Cutting the lows out of the strings, and it really helped clean it up right away. What was up with this other bass? It wasn't working for me. Oh yeah, I thought it had like a weird note in it. Yeah. It sounds fine with all the other layers, but okay. All right, let's keep going here. We got a whole bunch of samples already loaded here. I'm going through each one, and I'm kind of like adding the compression, adding a little ducking compression sidechain stuff going on with each, and hope it mix a little better. But I'm not deciding like what's like gonna be staying, what's gonna go yet. I'm just kind of listening to everything. Everything's kind of just as this one 16-bar loop. Once we go into arranging it, of course, then we'll decide what goes with what goes where. That one doesn't even seem gain staged. Okay, we got some horns there. It does not play nice with some of these other frequencies. We get a lot of resonant frequencies, so I'm gonna... How loud is that? I can't really tell. My ears are all like numb now, compressed, and like 'cause I've been using headphones for the past 2 hours. So turn down the volume on my headphones really, 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 really low. Turn them up just a little bit. I'm gonna try to listen to the horns compared to the drums. They seem to be loud enough. But when I add in some of these other layers, it starts clipping. Okay, now I'm gonna turn my headphones up really loud. I always do it really low and then really loud and listen to the same elements, the horns compared to the drums. You get a good reference as if like they're in a good spot or not. Ouch, that was too loud. I like it really loud. I had to mix it a little, turn some other things down. But let's put it back to where I like to keep my headphones. All right. Okay. What am I missing? We did all three of those. Now, that is a lot louder than it needs to be, but let me EQ it first. When you see the sub like this, you don't always have to clean it out. I get there's reasons not to. Some people don't always cut all the lows. And one of the most common techniques you hear from people say is cut all the lows, cut all the lows, high pass everything except for the bass and the kicks and stuff. And that is a good technique, but then you'll have these other, but not always. And then you get these other people that say, well, no, you don't need to do that. Just kind of, only if it's needed, keep a little bit of that stuff down there just for extra warmth and human and just extra tone, because if whatever. So some people keep it unless it's causing a problem. I cut everything, but I don't cut it too much. I cut it, I don't make it that steep, and I just roll off a lot of it because I'm watching it. Like if I see this, I see that. I don't want it. I'm not hearing it. It's probably there, and I could probably feel it or hear it if I tried to cut it all out. I mean, I see it, and that's what's bugging me. The fact that I see it. So what I'll do is I cut this high pass, but I won't cut too much. I don't want to. I don't even cut it to the point where it's even changing a noticeable sound. But in this case, it's actually sounding better as I tuck it in up here. And there, at least it's all cut off from right there. I could make it steeper. In a lot of cases, I would. I'll take this one right here. I'll put it as like another little low shelf. And look, I am leaving some down there for that reason I was talking about. How some people like to leave a little mud down there just so your track sounds a little not so clean and perfect. Because sometimes you make your tracks in electronic, you make it too clean, too precise, too perfect. But anyways, a lot of this is just, subjective. And sometimes it's just an illusion from what you're hearing, what you're seeing. You're not really, you just think you need to do something sometimes. Anyways. In this case, I do want to tame a lot of this right here. So this higher end cuts through more. Then I'm going to turn this whole thing down in the mix and add some reverb. What is this? We forgot about this guitar. We gotta get this guitar in here. Just mixing things. I'm not sure it's the best mix. Starting mix. Where are we at? We got another 30 minutes or so. Okay, that's a real thick layer, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and some people could say, each one. You can play, like, you don't need all this, but each one of these sounds are very different. So they make up they all layered together make up, like, the orchestration of, like, what this actually is. Now, again, I can mix it a little better, or I don't need to actually use all this at the same time. I can arrange it in a way that these elements come and go, but I'm trying to get them to all sound good together best I can. I'm EQing the drum beat a little bit. Doesn't really even need it necessarily. It's just like the hi-hats are mixed in with the kicks and snare and everything, and I can't really turn it off. And I want to hear the kick and the snare without it, which I really not an option right now. But I could just tame the hats a little bit. Maybe that'll help me like understand like what's happening with the other mix. I always say hats and noise and high frequency like effects, splashes and noise, non-tonal things. I don't like to keep them in the mix for too long until the very end because it makes it hard to hear all the high elements of all your other instruments, you know? Like all this stuff has high frequency too, and if you start like EQing it and boosting it and all this, taking it out, all this stuff because of the white noise and all the other hi-hats and cymbals in your mix, you know, you might be making a mistake. So I always like to add those cymbals and hi-hats and stuff back in at the very end of the mix and just using the accent and everything else. You know, use all those. I always like to use percussion and hi-hats and stuff like that and white noise to accent all the other instruments, you know, come in and give more emphasis to certain parts and certain fills and certain drops and stuff, but they don't need to be the main part of the track at all, I don't think. Okay, let's finally get up to these Mr. KK samples I've been actually eager to show. Actually, here's one more Ira sample. Let's play this. Kind of a vocal-y thing. Hmm. I get everything to fit together nicely. It's just kind of this wall of sound now. All right, so far this has all been samples from Ira. Now I'm gonna mix in a couple samples that Mr. KK sent over. I pitched them up to fit into the track, and I can't remember exactly what they sound like, but from what I remembered, I got excited about them sounding good together. So let's see if they still do. And again, I don't know which one it is. It might be this one, or it might be this one. I don't know. Let's play. Let's play some of this stuff together. It's a piano. Let me play just the piano and the bass and the drums. This is the bass I'm EQing. The top end. I'm gonna brighten up the pianos a little. the high shelf. And let's... Maybe the pianos are too bright now? Maybe a roll off at the very... I can't really tell. I think I might have just... Yeah, okay. On the own, the piano doesn't sound full and luscious because I pitched it up so much and stuff. It's kind of weird. It's more of a layer. So I'm going to tuck it. I'm going to tuck it back as such. I need to turn the rest of the mix on. It's everything without the drum and bass. I find that a good mixing technique too. Especially if, like, okay, so I always, like a lot of producers, will keep the drum and the bass as like a reference for the rest of the track, you know? As long as you got your drums, all your drum elements, especially the kick and the snare, where you want them, and then a lot of the percussion, so you get all that stuff balanced in a way, the volume and everything right where you want it, and then you get the bass in there tucked in, super bassy but never overdone. It's kind of like perfect bass, perfect drums, and then you get all that perfect. Then everything else you add, as long as you don't change too much of the drums and the bass, like where they were, like levels and decibels and all that stuff. That's kind of your reference point for how the mix. Everything else should be referenced to the drums, the bass, and then even the vocals will work as a good reference point at some point too. If you have like a vocal, you're building the track around a vocal. But anyways, or lead, like the loudest lead in your track. You know, so you need to know what is the loudest element in your track, and you put that as a reference point. But anyways, what I was saying is, my point is, like, when you mix like that, it's kind of good to flip it real quick and just do the opposite. So I took out the drum and bass, and I'm listening to everything else without the drum and bass, and in relationship to each other without the drum and bass. So, and if you mix all that stuff together really good, and then level it with the drums and the bass, I find that to be one of my good techniques that I... So it's a way to make sure that the rest of your elements are still very warm on their own, not all like really high, thinned out things, because all of the bass is coming from your bass and your drums. All your other elements might be a little too thin. You don't want them to sound all like they're not a real instrument, you know, or they're all coming through like someone cut off the bass. I don't know. It's like I like all the elements to still almost sound like it's a real instrument, even if it's not a known instrument. But a real instrument in the sense that if someone was soloing it in front of you in a room, you'd be like, "Oh, that sounds really good." And no instrument is just like a really high frequency, nothing with no mids, no bass, necessarily. You know what I mean? It's like most instruments are more full ranged, tonal quality. You know, it's all about the character. So you kind of want to make sure everything's nice and warm, and then you add that bass in, and that just kind of sets that extra. The real bass comes in, and that's like sub frequencies and all that. This, okay, it's got a lot going on, and they're not blending as well as I would want them all to, but I think once I start arranging the track, all these elements will have their home. They'll find a place in the song that makes sense. But all together, not necessarily. That one's kind of buzzy. It's kind of like a more of an atmospheric, kind of like ambient buzz kind of thing it could be going on. The strings make sense, of course. It's just a string. So let's focus on that string. And then you got this guitar. The reverb. The guitar is this grungy kind of you can kind of clean it up by cutting out some of this trash. I mean, you keep it there, it still sounds nice, but you're pulling it down just a little bit. And I'll make that like kind of a tucked away layer. I'm going to pull it over to the left speaker a little. And I haven't yet found a new reverb. I keep using the default convolver on everything because it's part of the template, and I've just been, I don't know, I use it on. But I keep meaning to find better impulses that I like for the convolver, or just find some better reverbs altogether. Okay, now I'm going to bring the horns back in. It's these horns. They're not really blending. Oh, let me add some reverb to them. I'm going to move the horns over to the right. The guitar's over to the left. The horns are going to the right a little. Oh, wow. Gamma 71 came in and basically saved the stream. Because, yeah, I had it muted. I just realized I had the DAW muted. I've been just talking away. I've been streaming for a good minute. Well, the first half of the live stream, I wasn't doing this, so it was probably fine. But when I jumped over here to FL Studio and started messing here, no one's been hearing anything. No one says anything either because probably no one's watching live. Gamma 71, hey, welcome to the stream. Oh boy. Anyways, I've been mixing this track here. I did get it to sound a little better than it did, but no one's been even hearing it. Oh well. Anyways, what we're working on here is a community collab. A bunch of these samples were sent over from members of the music production arena community, sent to me to try to put together as a track. So I've just been mixing the samples from Ira and Mr. KK. And then I'm going to try to arrange a track anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. And we're going to add that to our other collab. This is our 10th collab as a community. Gamma 71, I'm trying to see if I recognize your name or where you're from. But welcome to the stream, and I invite you to join us on our Discord if you haven't already. The Music Production Arena Discord. You'll find more information about our collab projects there. All right, so let me play this now. I can't believe I wasn't playing this audio. Oh well. That's another blooper on the MPA Production stream. It's funny because Fox was here a second ago, but I think he just stopped by really quick and never mentioned that there was no audio coming through. Appreciate it, Gamma. I'll see you over there if you do. All right. So here's the track. Let me play it for y'all now that no one's actually even heard it. I'm gonna play it now. I'm gonna be only here for another 20 minutes or so, but we've got this collab. Y'all heard me talking, but y'all haven't heard the track. So let me go ahead and play the track. It's kind of like I was saying. There's a lot of stuff here. It's kind of a wall of sound. They all don't sound good together. They all work better on their own as own elements, and then some of them kind of go good together. But I'm gonna have to find a place in the arrangement for each one of these samples. Here, I'm gonna play this little part here. This is the Mr. KK sample, piano. That little vocal lead synth thing is from Ira. It's the Ira bass and an Ira drum beat. That's the main idea of the song, melody, idea, and stuff. Okay, let's check out this other sample of a Mr. KK up here. Okay, we got some chord stabs. Let me see if I can get these to fit. And we pitched the Mr. KK sent their samples like in the key of B. We pitched them all the way up to the key of F. Mixing the pianos to mix with the stabs a little better. I am all discouraged now because the live stream didn't have the audio working. But this, if you've been with the stream for a while, you know that's not the first time for that to happen. But man, I've been so happy lately with the quality of the streams. But I don't beat myself up about it. I will be like, I'll leave the stream today going, well, mess up today. Tomorrow will be a better one. Anyways, if you are one of the people that watches the replay, hopefully you just skipped forward a little bit until you got to the point where the audio came back. Okay. Okay, so a lot of that's the Mr. KK stuff, that little vocal lead synthesis Ira's. Now let's bring in some of these other samples Ira originally had planned for this track, like these horns. I'm really trying to mix these horn stabs into the rest of the track. I'm gonna turn off the bass for a second. The bass is what's causing a lot of that to clip. Makes sense. Okay, it sounded alright. Okay, I'm liking a lot of the. I love the idea. I'm getting ready to really. I'm excited to arrange the song because I got an idea for the song, and the arrangement's going to really help me, you know, put these sounds in the right spot. But for right now, I've just been trying to mix these sounds together. Let me bring in this wall of this guitar and everything, or the string, the guitar, the synth, all this stuff. In fact, since no one heard what I was doing a second ago, I need to go ahead and show what we were working with here. Again, we have this string. We have this guitar. So I'm trying to blend these three layers together the best I can here. If you take the strings out, the guitar and that synth layer kind of both work like kind of like a guitar. I'll move the guitar to the left, I'll move that little synth layer to the right. Bring the strings up a little. I would really like to find a vocalist for this track. I feel like we lost all the Bandlab viewers a second ago when they couldn't hear the audio and I wasn't checking the chat, so they might have taken off. But if you are watching on Bandlab, if you're a vocalist, all the collabs that we do need vocalists. I mean, if you're watching anywhere, but I don't know if anybody's watching us right now except for on Bandlab. Bandlab viewers, I'm gonna come see you right now. Looking for vocalists always. We've got a couple Bandlab members already from that are vocalists. So let's see here. Yes, we are live on Bandlab. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, Bandlab D Live. Oh yeah, we started streaming on Twitter today too, just for the sake of it. We have a music production arena Twitter. Anyways, I forgot about that. Wonder how that's doing. All right, so if you are watching anywhere you're watching from, and you want to get involved, like I said, we're always looking for vocalists. I know there's a lot of vocalists on Bandlab, so I'm mentioning it. So if you're a Bandlab user and you happen to be a vocalist, reach out to me at any time you want to join on one of these collabs. Remember, every week we're starting a new collab, so even if this is not your style or something you'd be into, you can always maybe in the future. All right, I'm trying to see if anyone else maybe mentioned about the audio here. Everyone just always wants you to hear their music on Bandlab. Some of the best live streams on Bandlab are the feedback and reaction streams. A couple good ones. All right, appreciate everyone tuning in. And like I said, if you want to ask a question on the actual live stream, just jump over to Twitch and YouTube and ask your question there, and I'll definitely address it. But I'll do my best to check the Bandlab chat from time to time as well. The Music Production Arena live stream. Appreciate everyone tuning in today. We're going to just stream for another 10-15 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow. We stream every day, same time, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, and we just continue where we left off. We're creating free samples every day to give away, as well as working on these community collabs. So if you haven't already, catch some of the previous streams replays, and you'll find out more information where to download all those free samples and loops I'm creating every day, chopping up or whatever. I don't create them all from scratch necessarily. It just depends. All right, that's working. Okay, I'm going to try one more time, wall of sound it. I like to still do the wall of sound, because if you can get everything sounding kind of good together sonically, even though it might be too chaotic, you just kind of get it. And then when you arrange the song, everything kind of seems like it belongs to the same song, because when it all does kind of come together, everything has its place, you know. Best example, like, you don't want two leads playing on top of each other and fighting each other, really. Like right now, I'm playing everything. This is chaotic. The bass is not going on. The chord stabs aren't going on. But I'm still looking. What I'm doing is I'm looking over here at this limiter, and it's not going over the green line too much. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't want anything to be, you know, causing the rest of the mix to just smash the limiter, you know. All right. But what happens is when I turn that bass on, it does start to smash the limiter. I'm gonna turn the sub on first. All right, then I'm gonna turn the top end of the bass on. And turn it down. I'm gonna put another EQ after that distortion, see if I can clean it up. I have everything playing right now, just so I can check the limiter. I know it's kind of all a little too much, but I'm always scared someone's going to tune into the live stream right when it kind of like all sounding kind of chaotic, and they're going to be like, wow, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Anyways, I am playing all that stuff together and really get the balance, the gain staging essentially. But then like the gain, I already gain staged. Then this is the first balance of the volume faders and cutting out the lows. Then from there, I'll go in and more surgically continue on that EQ in and like choosing what elements goes with what, all that stuff. But right now, I'm really trying to get this limiter to stop clipping so much. But I still want the bass to be loud. Not the worst thing in the world. There's just a lot of stuff playing. So that's why it's kind of clipping. But if I was to like mute some of these elements again, go back to just the drum and bass, you can see that it's kind of quiet. Go. And that bass does sound better now, though. Going through that camel crusher and then being EQ'd a little right there. Turn it up a little. All right, there's our bass. All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do the arrangement tomorrow, and then we'll continue to decide like how the mix is gonna come together. Maybe the guitar just needs to be turned down, moved over to the left even more. The mix was just, it needs a lot of balancing still. But it's getting better with every adjustment. That's what I love about mixing. Just as long as you're making the right adjustments. And that buzziness. Oh, is that synth? Okay. I want the pianos to be a little louder. Okay, all those elements gel really together. A lot of those are like strings and horns and piano. So those are like normal instruments, and they're easier to mix together. It's all these really flavorful synths that you got to find the right home for. Synths are like clay and Play-Doh in the sense that you can mold them to fit. You know, you can't really, other instruments, you get so used to the way they sound. Like a horn is supposed to sound like a horn, a piano is supposed to sound like a piano, bass sounds like a good bass. You know, you get a good recording. You don't want to EQ them that much. You kind of want to keep them sounding as pure as possible. But with the purely signed synth generated tone, you're shaping it and you're designing it completely from scratch. So you can fit it anywhere, and you can turn it into like a high pitched thin lead. You can turn it into a warm, crunchy thing. You can turn it into a low, deep thing. You can turn full tonal control, especially with an EQ. Anyways, that being said, like they're harder to mix. You have to make creative decisions. You're like, okay, well, where do I want to put this? Where do I want to place it? Like wherever I put it, that's where it's gonna stay. So, anyways, let me turn some of this back on, and we'll choose. Like I'll show you this first little synth I'm talking about. This little buzzy thing. Buzzing. So you can either lower it down into the mix and then you don't hear that much, or you can turn it up and then EQ it out some of the frequency. Okay, and then we got a couple other, they're already in the mix. It's that guitar and that little synth that goes over to the right that kind of sounds like a guitar also. I got those kind of where I want them. They kind of layer up with that synth. This track 4, track 7, and track 9 all kind of layer together very nicely as like this buzzy guitar / synth thing. Okay, and then you got this little beeping thing here that, again, I don't think it needs to be on the whole time, but it's going to play a really good part in one of the, in like the breakdown and build-ups and other little parts. It's like bang, 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 bang. It's like this little... Okay, I got everything I wanted. The only thing I don't have that's really not working, is these chord stabs right here. Because everything else is just so full that this wall of sound doesn't make, it's just like two walls clashing, right? Almost like, well, not necessarily, but maybe we can tuck it in there. Let's see. Oh, wrong. On the wrong EQ. There we go. They don't really, they need, like, they're not really full luscious synths because it's just like one layer of supersaw, but they still kind of just play their part up on the top end. That's the strings. I'm cutting out the lows. All right, I'm actually happy with what we got done today. I'm gonna hit save. All right, so we did we did the riff of the day at the beginning of the stream. We're gonna get that uploaded later, but then we jumped over here. We talked about where we're at with the collabs. We updated the spreadsheet. And then we jumped in and started working on this track. The goal is to finish an arrangement, a quick, fun track by the end of the week and get that posted as well. So, so far it's just 3 of us, me, Ira, and Mr. KK on this track. But I think if I dig a little deeper into what we had started, I think Sublexa and a couple others were going to be on this project too. So I'll look back through what we have, see if I can pull in a few more samples. But this one's pretty full. You might not need them. All right, and then we'll do a quick, tomorrow we're gonna knock out an arrangement and continue to mix and arrange and come up with like what we can do. I'm gonna keep trying to ask around for vocals. It'd be real nice to get some vocals in here. All right. Yeah. We definitely got it sounding a lot better together. I was like one wall of sound, but now we need to spend the time to arrange the track and make it all make sense. Getting better with the reverbs probably helped the mixing process too. This little thing kind of acts like a layer to super sauce. It'd be nice to put like a phaser effect on this. like a tempo sync. All right, we'll make more sense of this tomorrow. Thanks again for everybody that tuned in today. I will return tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Music Production Arena live stream. You can find us on Twitch, YouTube, Bandlab, DLive, Twitter. We got a lot of places now. I will be sure to make sure all those links are posted wherever you're watching this, so you can find us on the other platforms. You can always just go to Linktree/Music Production Arena. musicproductionarena.com. You can go there. It's under development. We haven't finished doing the website, but we have a website. Problem is that we don't have all the links on the website, so it's not the best place to go to find all our other channels. But do check out the Music Production Arena website. We have a new podcast coming out soon. Podcast idea. For those that have been with the community for a while, you know that we've been doing a feedback stream, and then it turned into a once a month feedback stream, and then it turned into like a podcast style feedback stream. Now I think we're just going to transition it to a straight podcast, and actually start maybe posting it on the podcast networks and stuff. So stay tuned. Join us on Discord for more information and notifications about all that. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks. You can always message me on Discord to continue the conversation. Till then, I will see y'all next time.